407 years ago, childhood obesity was relatively non-existent. However, the National Center for Disease Control states that childhood obesity has more than tripled in the past 30 years. And overweight teen suggests that in 2000, over 10% of children ages 2 to 5 were considered overweight. And they also say it will cost approximately $549,907 for an obese 18-year-old to remain obese through adulthood, which seems like a lot of money even just with one person, but it's even more when you consider that MedTV suggests over 70% of adult or overweight adolescents will become obese adults. So you might be wondering, okay, that's all these statistics, but what does that have to do with me? I think as a speaker and the audience, it's important for us to educate ourselves on the effects and the causes of obesity so that we can help prevent obesity in future generations. So the causes, can we attribute these to genetics, or is it a lifestyle change, or what's causing these children to gain weight? According to Kids Health, in some instances, endocrine problems, genetic syndromes, and medications can be associated with excessive weight gain in children. However, it's usually not enough weight to push a child into the obesity range. For example, birth control can sometimes cause a girl to gain 5 to 10 pounds, but again, that's not enough to take a normal child into the obese range. And also, Kids Health suggests that kids spend over 5.5 hours per day in front of a screen, whether that be the TV, a computer, a video game, any kind of screen. So children are, staying indoors more and living more of a sedentary lifestyle as opposed to getting out and playing ball or running around or whatever they do. So with that, the Mayo Clinic has stated that most of the time, although genetics can be involved, eating and exercise habits play the largest role in kids' weight. So now that we know the causes, you might be wondering what some of the effects may be of a child gaining so much weight. And these causes can be as minimal or seemingly minimal as social issues such as bullying at school to lower self-esteem, which can lead to greater issues because sometimes the self-esteem can cause the child to go into depression. For example, at school, if you see somebody eating alone at lunch or something, they're usually probably a little overweight and don't really act or look like the other kids around them. And so this, leads them into a vicious cycle because food is oftentimes something that they feel that they can control. They can't really control what the other kids are thinking about them or how they're treated at school, but they can control what goes into their mouth. And so they might come home and find comfort in a bag of chips or something, which, adds an extra pound, which adds to kids not treating them the same, and so the cycle continues. Some other effects that might seem a little greater are the physical ones. They can have breathing issues such as asthma, sleeping issues such as sleep apnea, or more seriously, high blood pressure and high cholesterol, which can lead to cardiovascular disease. So these physical problems seem greater because they definitely hinder the child's quality of life as well as the longevity of their life. With these problems, they're not going to be able to live as well as they could if they were at a normal weight range. So, what can we do about this? How can we prevent the next generation from increasing the trend in overweight kids? And there's some easy things that you can do. The biggest one is probably being a role model for your child, like just on what you pick up. You can't, really tell a child, no, you can't have the ice cream when you go in the fridge and get an ice cream for yourself. You have to make the same decisions and show them that eating healthy and exercising can be fun, and if you do it as a family, then they're more likely to want to be involved with you in that decision. Also scheduling, especially in babies, If the child is hungry, let them eat. If they're not, don't feed them. It's, the body has like a natural mechanism to tell you when you're hungry, and you should follow that. Also, rewarding a child with food or trying to deter bad behavior with food is never good, because that teaches the child to eat when they're not hungry, and they start expecting to receive food for bad behavior or for good behavior, such as, if they win first place, you give them an ice cream. Like, it's okay every now and then, but it shouldn't become routine. The last thing is portion control. According to Divine Caroline, portion sizes offered by fast food chains are 2 to 5 times larger when they were first introduced. For example, the McDonald's burger was introduced in 1955 and it weighed 1.6 ounces. Today, that same burger weighs 8 ounces, and that's considered small compared to other places such as Burger King, who sell the triple Whopper, which is up to 12 ounces. So just controlling your portions. The bad foods aren't always bad. They can have them at certain times, but as long as you limit their portion control and how much they're intaking these so-called bad foods. So overall, I would just like to say that obesity and overweight teens and children is on the rise, but with education and prevention, we can definitely deter that upward trend and help teens to get back into a more normal weight range to lengthen their lives, as well as give them a better quality of life. Thank you.